Hi Libras, welcome to my channel Foolsjourn. I am doing your November 2025 reading, so I'm so excited you're here. I'm just finishing laying out the Celtic cross for you, and we will begin. All right, so I hope you're enjoying the Scorpio season so far, and I can't wait to see what this holds for you for the month of October for our Libra collective. So let's begin. All right, your current energy is the Justice card. And the Justice card is just, this energy is just fair and unbiased. They're all about honesty and finding out the truth in matters. And, it's also, the decisions are fair. So maybe you're involved in something where a decision's going to be made, but it will be fair. The outcome is fair. It's all about karma too. So if you've done good, you will be rewarded with a nice outcome, and vice versa. So anyway, a great energy here for you. And then moving on with your crossing energy is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is all about like developing and having a clear plan and a goal in mind. So maybe in the crossing energy, it means that you're kind of you kind of are staying in your comfort zone. You're kind of fearing to take that first step. Maybe you don't have your plan totally in place yet, but don't fear that. Just make a plan and take that first step, because the world is your oyster here. So don't fear making that step. I know the first step is the hardest, but you can do it. So just be positive and get out of that comfort zone and confront the situation and move ahead. And you'll be ready to go, and good things will happen for you. And in your core energy, you've got the World, and the World this is how you're feeling kind of inside underneath the surface. And the World is just, it says that you are about on the verge, or you feel that you're on the verge of completing something, achieving a goal, and completing it in a positive sense. And you've been learning something or working on something, and you've really been growing, and your expertise has been, getting better and better, and you're almost at that completion stage. And then you'll be like, well, what's next on the docket? Because you're almost there, and deep in your soul that you're really rising to the occasion, and you're going to fulfill something beautifully. So that's great. And then in your recent past, you have the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is, she is just all about being perceptive. She's a quick thinker. She makes decisions. She's fair and unbiased, and non-judgmental. And she's someone who you can go to for knowledge too. This is someone you can approach if you need to learn more in whatever field it is. So she's more than willing to give advice and help and teach. So great energy there. And this could also be someone in your world, in your universe. It usually represents an air sign like Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So it could be someone there that's maybe helping you learn or giving you the expertise you need, so that you can go ahead and make this decision here and move on, because you're close to completing something wonderful. In your crowning energy, which is what's going on in your mind, you've got the Moon card, and the Moon is kind of about things that haven't come to the surface yet, that are kind of buried. It's kind of mystical. I always think of the Moon card as that something is, like the bun in the oven. The baby hasn't been born yet. You don't know what it's going to be, but it's there, and it's growing in your body, and it's just full of life, and it just hasn't been born yet. And and while the sun shines light on everything, with the sun, the baby has been born, and there's just joy and everything around. The moon is things are at the surface but haven't broken through. So there's still some mystery and confusion, and sometimes when you don't know exactly what the outcome is, whatever, you get a little anxious, and it can cause a little bit of fear. But the good thing with the moon is things will come to light. They will come out in the open, and not fear it, and the key here is tap into that intuition. Tap into that intuition. If things don't seem like they should be, like in this card, there's a dog and a wolf, and they have the same outline. And so the moon kind of shows you that the light is shining, but you can't really tell in that moonlight if it's a dog or a wolf. They have the same outline. So that's what it's basically saying, is that things might not look as they appear. Anyway, great energy there. It looks like you're getting the knowledge you need to move forward, and you just got to walk through that door with the Two of Wands, and whatever happens, it will be a fair outcome with the Justice card. And here, in your near future, it just seems what's been happening is because of that moon energy, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, and the fearing of taking that step with your opposition and the Two of Wands. You've been just ruminating, and you've been full of anxiety because you're just worried about, you're just under intense worry about if you're making the right decision or not. Maybe that's causing you to, possibly you're staying up all night and overthinking things. And maybe that's the Queen of Swords can possibly, but the Swords is all about the mind and the intellect and ideas. Maybe you're just ruminating too much and overthinking. You've kind of mentally exhausted yourself. So, you can release these swords. Just think positively, and the swords will start to release. Just think positively about yourself and what's going on. See the glass half full instead of half empty, and realize that there's a lot of opportunity here, in the main part of this read. I mean, you're probably the only thing holding you back, and whatever you fear will come to light, and then you can move on. So with your staff, in your attitude, your general attitude about yourself, you've got the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords basically means that you are moving on from something that maybe you were fearful of, or something that happened to you, or whatever. Sometimes when we've been through some bad experiences, then we feel fear. You feel fearful, going forward about everything. Like, I remember one time I was on a plane, and we hit a wind shear, and we were with the UVA team. We hit a wind shear, and the pilot, well, when you hit a wind shear, it just comes out of the blue, and we just got into altitude. It felt like we hit a wall, and the plane started going down zigzag, it felt like 5 minutes, and the pilot never got on board and explain what happened. Then he was a Mexican pilot, so maybe that's why we couldn't understand. And the stewardesses got hurt and everything, but no one said anything. And this was in the first 10 minutes of a 4-hour flight from Seattle to Virginia. So everyone was anxious the whole time. And then I didn't fly for like another year, because I just didn't have to go anywhere. And then for the next, like couple more flights, I was a disaster. I couldn't get on the plane unless I had like a Bloody Mary, because I just was so anxious. So sometimes when you've got to break through that. And then I ended up flying nonstop, and then I just worked through that fear. Anyway, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but the key is that when we've been through rough times, and we fear the future times, but not to do that. So you've been through something very tough, and you're going to let it go. You're going to let that fear go, and you're moving through a transition. So you're moving from the rough waters to calm seas here, and you've got all your experiences. The swords are all your experiences, your failures, your successes, what you've gleaned through life so far, and that's all you need to transition. You don't need a bunch of stuff, just your experiences and what you've learned in your life. Your life lessons is all you really need in life to get you through. And then how how your environment sees you and how you are participating in your environment is great. It's the Three of Wands, which is actually amazing because you were fearful of taking that step in the Two of Wands, which is the first step, which is making the plan, making the goal, deciding the goal, making the plan, and taking that first step. And here you are on your way, so that's exciting. The Three of Wands is all about momentum and expansion. You're making the progress. You made that decision, and you're floating along. You're on your way, whether it's a relationship, a career, a new business venture, a friendship. You committed. You've made it a commitment, and you're looking forward, and you're moving ahead. And then in your hopes and fears is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is just all about new opportunities to prosper and to be successful. Pentacles are all the worldly goods, whether in your health, your wealth, your home life, your family life, your career. It's an opportunity is going to be presented to you, and you just have to take it. It's like a bountiful gift, and keep walking and take it and run with it, because we don't get opportunities like this. And so don't fear that. You've got this in your hopes and fears. So don't fear that, oh my gosh, now great things are starting to happen for me. But they are, because you took these steps. You got rid of the fear, walked through the Two of Wands, made the decision. You're in the transition. You've now made that decision and moving ahead, and opportunities are coming towards you to make success in financial success, or success with your family, your home, whatever. It's all wonderful. And then you end up with the Page of Cups. And the Pages of Cups is, the pages are, they bring offers and communication. And this is, could also mean that there could be a new love. That, the Cups is all about passion, romance, emotions, intuition. And so something